So I feel very privileged to be here in Berkhamstead, a little English town at approximately 30 kilometers from London. This church that stands behind me is a St. Peter's Church. It's the oldest building in this town of Berkhamstead, and I am privileged to be there to celebrate the 800th anniversary of this sanctuary. If I'm there, it's thanks to my cousins Clive and Gladys. So we'll have a visit inside this church to explain a little bit. So I try at least what's a church, what's a different part of the church, and to have a look at the absolutely blissful and sacred heart. So let's go and have a little visit. In front of me stands a baptismal font. So why is it there? Because when one steps inside the church, he reminds in the life of a Christian is to receive baptism. So here we can see the nave. The nave comes from a Latin word, navis, which means ship, and the nave is a place where the people sit during the celebration to hear the word of God and participate at the celebration. So as you can see, there is church furniture. You have the pews, you have the seatings, and also here some plates that pay tribute to important people who have contributed to the church. At the top, it's a gallery, and we can see stained glasses. Stained glasses are an important part of Sacred Heart that participate to the atmosphere of worshiping God, and also it is a way to communicate with those who are inside the church. So this piece of stained glass shows us on the right-hand side Saint Alban the Martyr, the first martyr and first saint of England. In the middle, it's Saint Michael the Archangel. And on the right, Saint Augustinus. So now we are moving to the chancel, the most sacred part of the church. And the eagle has a great representation because it is a bird that flies the highest in the sky, on the top of every worldly things. Another stained glass on the right-hand side is a representation of the Light of the World, which is a painting from Holman Hunt of the 19th century. This painter used to be a pre-Raphaelite artist, and his painting is very, very well known. As you can see, Christ, the light of the world, is holding a lamp, like symbolizing the light of the world. He's knocking at a door which doesn't have any handle. That means that the door should be open from the inside. So it means that he is knocking, but we should open the heart to his message. On the left-hand side is, of course, Christ, the Good Pastor. We have two chapels. So on the left-hand side is the Ladies' Chapel, where we celebrate the Mother of God. And the Ladies' Chapel usually, we of course have a representation of the lady, sometimes statue, sometimes like a painting like this, and also a secondary altar, which is there. Yeah, this place is called the Chantry, and we can see very beautiful stained glass artwork on top. And this screen behind the main altar, there are representation. Everything is symbolism in the church. There are representation of 12 saints. This second side chapel is dedicated to Saint Catherine. And there is an interesting stained glass painting here, which show us the life of a priest. You see, on the important stage of the life of a priest, on the left-hand side, it's the baptism. In the middle, it's the ordination. And on the right-hand side is a Eucharistic. So, of course, when before becoming a priest, he has to be born, and he also has to be baptized, and then he has to be ordinated. And the main activity of a priest is to celebrate Eucharisty. That's why on this stained glass show us in pictures the life of a priest. It's, you know, long ago people did not read and write, so they looked at the paintings, they looked at the artwork, and they could make out important stories of the church. This man used to be Archbishop of Berkhamstead, and he used to be followed by his pet, a swan. So the story is immortalized into this stained glass.